Objection!
Mr. Wright,
What?
are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. What happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with that piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right?
I'm sorry, this is not day 3. This is not a tutorial case, so this won't happen. Not right now.
Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who started to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Oh, the partner. Now it's Aaron Black. He's back. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least.
Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late.
They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall, the whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
Glug, glug, glug. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph, gee, Phoenix, I wonder if it's the piece of cloth sticking out of the muffler.
So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken.
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
Oh, acid. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine revs. Ooh-wee! Back in court. Wow. Wow. I figured we'd be going to, evidence gathering again. Still in court. Oh my god. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. oh no, I didn't mean... It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time to continue on with this trial. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Oh, it's this dude. So I have a plan for his voice. Also this guy, like his appearance, the music, a strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! Oh, sorry I'm late, Udgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy, smizzy, Udgy, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Ah, yes, so you're Righto, the attorney. Yes, I've heard good things about you, my son. Thanks? Yes, well, sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little worthy? Mr. Wright! You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Yes, my name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. I mean, look at the poor fella. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. Yes, but to think it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. I'm thinking like big, like, you know, mega church, like, preacher with this guy. Is really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Yes, indeed. Quite perplexing, this. Chief? What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth! How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this here document where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... Your head was in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology, my son. What? Are you serious? Now, don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. I have no control. couldn't go left? There's a small tag on this knife. Seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this somehow. Ah, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain, blood. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I wonder if that's upside down. SL9. SL9, 212 instead of 12-2. Okay, there's no correlation for the 12, but I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. That's all fine and dandy. Not a problem, not even a little one, really. Yes, this knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for our department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see. It's quite a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department. A detective. Well, that's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't announced it just yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15? It's the exact time Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! Yes, well, anyway, we at the department, we're all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Just don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Will I get penalized for pressing here? Excuse me, special? Yes! Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this tag? Sorry, Righto, my boy. I can't say that now, not that. We've established the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? Oh, that's quite a mystery. Yes, and like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? Yes! See, there's a lot of things that can go on at the departments that I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. Oh, it's the thing I called out that was upside down. So how were things down at the departments? Wait a second. Ah, at last! An honest-to-goodness objection! Speak, my son! This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy. Yes! This is great! Yes! Can you feel it? Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 divided by 2? Your Honor, it's not a math equation. It's upside down. Upside? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. The same thing written on the knife's tag. Well, Chief? Yes, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Ratto. I win? Ah. What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the evidence room. So this knife was stolen. Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Yes, yes. Good show, Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Something happened at the police department too, huh? Yes, you got a good look in your eyes there, Ratto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day, a detective was killed in the parking lot. Another was killed at the police department? Yes, that's a fact. Surprising, ain't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Yes, we just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested, that was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Ratto. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case? Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. How were they killed? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Goodman. Yes, that's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. $5.15? But that's It's when a Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Yes, funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto, you understand. Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, better finally get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. Approximately when the police department can't be a coincidence. The knife. Let's press a bit more. For some more details. Tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? I've been tasered there. I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? You're just gonna hand out our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. I mean, I guess, it's this knife, right? No, it's not! What? It's not that either, are you kidding? So suppress? Even though I pressed earlier? The best position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Out with it, Righto. What's your connection, my boy? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. Connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. Oh my god. I should not have been penalized for pointing this out. This is stupid. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Yes, you two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request you release your information on the victim at the police department. Well, see, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, yes, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is stick stuff. Have to do everything properly. Oh well, so might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You don't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Would you look at that? Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2, I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? ID number of the victim at the police departments. Oh, yes, it does. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meeting. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department. It tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just... I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? No, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Ratto. Personnel IDs are top secrets. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Wait, that number we heard from the chief earlier, like 2 minutes ago. That started with 82... I've forgotten. Didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was... blah blah blah. Wait a second, Wright? What does this... mean? That's what I want to know. 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh! Sharp as a tack, Ratto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible! So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location. Order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. Yes, I said wait, or didn't you hear me? The oversights, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our own Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have you heard that name before? Wait, aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises, I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got a report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Atlanta Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure the officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then He's got these uncomfortable pauses. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Look at that evil grin. What? Now, what was... Yes, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Well, normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence till a connection was proven in court. Connection was just proven by Rato over here. Good job, Rato, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems you've come to the end of this trial. Yes, I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. All those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happens. If it's the last thing I do. Yes, you'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned. That was short but interesting.